I was muted. Thank you, Samir. Is that how I pronounce your name? Jeet Sylvain. I don't know. Thank you for telling me that I was muted. I had no idea that I was muted. Shout out to Tiffany. What I was saying is shout out to Ecamm. I'm using Ecamm. That's why I got these fancy little things here. We're going to spruce up some emails today. So honestly, though, I only received like 4 or 5 emails. So it's never too late. I'm not sure if Patricia is here. She can put the thing in the chat where you can submit your emails for me to spruce up. All right, let's just get into it. Let's get into it. Oh, and you're seeing this because you are either watching on YouTube and you just happen to find me here, or you're on the wait list for the Christmas in July sale of the annual pass that is coming up. I am so excited about it. All right, let's get to this first email. Can you see me? Let me zoom in for you. We're zooming. Is that good? Okay, this first email, I forget who sent it. Let's scroll down. Whoa, it's super long, right? And I don't even see your name here. Okay. All right. So cooler weather is coming, and so is this week's New York City lineup. Yeah, you can submit your thing here. That's fine. Okay, so subject line is a little long. So this is the subject line. I might say cooler weather is coming, ... And then the preview text is this. This is a really long subject line, right? Oh, and by the way, full disclosure, y'all, everything I say is said with love, I promise. Okay? It's all said with love. So let's conquer the big city together, one adventure at a time. I'm not going to go line by line, but I am going to tell you, look at this email, y'all. It's center aligned text, right? And I'm sorry if you can hear the traffic in the background. I am in the middle of nowhere, but I'm on a very busy road. But anyway, center aligned text is, and I say it with love, is a no-no, okay? This is so hard to read, right? Left align it. That means all of it's going to go to the left, right? We need to left align it. I can't tell where a new paragraph starts, where one ends. There's a lot of captions here, which is fun. I like the captions. I like the GIFs. I can see your personality in it. But it's a lot going on right here. See how this is left aligned? And it's so much more organized, right, in our eyeballs. So the center aligned is good for this, good for a caption, good for a headline, things like that, right? But this is so, I'm not even going to read it. And I say that with love because there's just so much, it's so hard for me to read, right? And by me, I mean we, okay? So if you don't have it, I would put a first name here. I know this is a generic, but just making sure you put the first name. You know, hey there, or hey Chelsea, hey Shahara, hey Nahaku, right? This past was definitely a hot one. This past what? This past week? We might be missing a word there. How was it for you? I love this. I love this. Right at the beginning, they are asking a question about the reader. It makes this newsletter very involved from the start, okay? Very involved from the start. So I like that. We're giving a little bit of a personal, something I teach is a personal update, 2 to 3 sentences about something that's happened since the last time you emailed. So that's what this person is doing right here. I enjoyed the beginning of the week, giving a tour in Brooklyn. Okay, I know she lives in New York City. I soaked in the cool breeze, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and, oh my gosh, self-promotion right at the top. I love this. I'm going to get closer to the mic. I love this so much. Really, really good. Again, this is all personal. So I like that, especially it has been hot basically all across the northern hemisphere, right? So this is highly relatable. I can see a lot of personality here. I like it. Just left align it, please, 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 please. All right, here's what's happening in New York City. So this is a lot of words. You could literally just delete this and just put the dates, featured main events, okay? But we've already said the dates, so we don't need that date. You could just say New NYC is hosting blah, 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 okay? World Cup Fan Village through July, da, 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 da. Yep. What I might do is put a space in between these so that it's just easier to kind of break up. See how this is easier to read because there's this kind of white space to the right here. I might do all that right there. Okay. Ongoing July events. I would probably remove the word spring. We're definitely into summer now. So, I might even just say ongoing events. Boom, boom, boom. I love that. Okay, there's a lot of links in this email, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but what I want to say to this person, and if you're someone who curates content, like this is a content curator, right? Someone who is, I'm on this list because I want to know the events around town, right? Make sure you have a good sender reputation. So make sure when I join your email list, I am clicking, I'm replying, I'm opening, right? You can do that in a lot of different ways, and we're going to do some welcome sequence emails in a minute, but basically getting people to reply with yes or no. You've got the links down, so getting people to click on links would be great. And for you, I might even, because you've got Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, right? So for you, I might even in your welcome sequence segment people. I don't normally recommend segmenting, but I always use the example like if you're location based, segmenting might be good for you. So you might consider segmenting. So you might say like, hey, click which boroughs you're interested in, right? So if I don't click the Bronx, I'm not going to see this email. And I mention that because there's just a lot going on here, right? So maybe we want to shorten it. Or maybe you do a newsletter, you send more than one newsletter a week, and you're sending a newsletter every day. On Monday, it's the Bronx. On Tuesday, it's Manhattan. On Wednesday, it's Queens, right? That way you're breaking it up, right? Yeah, it makes me miss New York City too. There's so much to do there, so much to do. Hey, Karen, I'm glad you're here. Okay. Let's move down. Okay, so this, and I say it with love, this doesn't make any sense to me. Look, and this is formatting. Look at the space, the spacing in between this. Whoops, didn't mean to click that. And this, right? Like, look at this spacing. This seems, semi-normal, like a normal spacing. And then look at this spacing. This spacing is huge, right? In between the lines. We go from normal to this. What's up with that? Is that just because, is that normal? Or is that just because I'm looking at a version of the email? Oh my goodness. What am I clicking on? Excuse me. Okay. New York is my backyard offering. So this is the name of the business, I'm assuming. You've got a shop here. This is where the formatting gets weird, but I think that's only because we're looking at it in a different, maybe because I zoomed in. Let's zoom out. I don't think the formatting in the email is actually this strange, right? This is so weird. Honestly, the book a tour, I love this. I would, because there's so many links, and that's not a bad thing. This is a roundup, right? I would make sure at least once a week you're emailing just about your tours because those are really important. That's how you make money, right? Or what I would do, love this, P.S. skip to the end, boom, 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 right? So what I might do is the Bronx and just write like a small paragraph, like this size paragraph of all the things, right? Like we've got things in Riverdale, Bronx Park, and, something about Daniel Tiger. Click here to see, and it's one link that goes to a page that talks about all of this. So do that for all of them. I might suggest trying that out. Overall, not bad. I love the beginning. It's got a lot of personality. Let's left align it, maybe shorten it a little bit, maybe delete one of these GIFs or decide on one versus the three. So just focuses. Okay. All right. Really good stuff, my dear. Really good stuff. Let me check the chat real quick before we move on to the next one. Oh, Melquia in the house. If you guys need an artist, she's your girl. Tiffany, if you guys need a copywriter, Tiffany is amazing. Oh my gosh, I hired her for some stuff this year. She's been awesome. She's been perfect, actually. Yes, it's a really long, kind of overwhelming email. Absolutely. So segmenting so we don't have to see all of it, or breaking it up into smaller emails, more frequent smaller emails could be good. Coach Jen says, hey, she's from New York City. Well, sign up. New York City is mybackyard.com, right? Any suggestions on fonts and sizes that are easy to read? Font size right now, 20. I don't know the font we use. Patricia, can you look it up? Can you go into our kit account, go into templates, go into default? She can put in the chat what font we use. I think it's Arial, but I don't know. But size 20 is good. Size 20 is good. Okay. Okay, this is funny. Yes, so see how this email started with the heat? Tiffany is relating. Okay, that's perfect. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay. So it's not in the exact format, but she's got it here. So this is the email. Mandy, I think is your name, or Mandy. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Learn to thrive with ADHD. Okay. So I like that she's got this image. You guys can see this, right? Let me zoom in for you. Let me zoom in. Give me one sec. And I'm using Ecamm. You can go to ecamm.com/Liz to check out why I love Ecamm so much and how it helps me. Okay. So I like that she's got this little indicator at the top that says, hey, this is the email list you're on, right? Okay. I want to say that I like the length of the the length of the email. I mean, it's a little long. Let's look at the length. So I typically recommend your emails be less than 400 words. This is 412. Okay, so yeah, I would like a little bit of cutting. So let's see what we do. My emails typically are 200 to 400. If I can get it under 200, I'm feeling really good about myself. But 400, you don't want to really go much more over 400. See how, like, it seems short, but see how long this is with the 400 words, right? Okay. Okay. So, this is not the name of her brand. This is the name of this is a book. Okay. That book, Feeling Good. No, see, now I'm confused. That book, Feeling Good by Dr. Burns, changed how I saw ... But I don't really see any intro. That seems like a strange way to start the email. Okay. So I might say, there's one book that changed how I saw my thoughts, feelings, and eventually how I coach people with ADHD. That book is Feeling Good by Dr. David Burns. But don't worry, first name. You don't have to read it. I read it so you don't have to, : Boom, boom, boom. Love this. The emojis are good, right? Easy to read. And, on top of the summary, in this week's episode, I'm breaking down exactly how to do. And I might even break these out. Like instead of one full sentence, I might say how to catch those thoughts. Actually, let me use eCam here. Hang on, y'all. Hang on. We're going off script here. What am I doing? I need a text. So I might say, I'm breaking down how to catch those thoughts, name the whatever, reframe them so you. And so I would have it like this. Instead of the one big sentence, I would do this. Exactly. Boom, boom. Do you see what I'm saying? Tell me in the comments. You see what I'm saying? Okay. And Georgia font was the name. Also, Patricia, it looks like somebody put an email for me to review. Can you send that to me in Voxer so that I don't miss it? Okay. So then we're going on to the episode 126. Feeling good. Boom, boom, boom. Honestly, I don't know. And again, we're just trying to shorten this. We're trying to cut fluff. So what I would do is in this week's episode, and then I would hyperlink. This hyperlinks. This goes to the episode, right? Why am I waiting so long for these links? Just pick one link and link it here. Okay? Then you can say, here's what else is inside episode 126. Boom, boom. Because, and I say it with love, unless your title is like off the wall fabulous, nobody cares what the title is. Especially in an email, you've already got them. They're not finding it, on their podcast app. They don't need the title, right? So I would say, again, here's what else is on episode 126. Boom, 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 right? But let's make these more exciting. Why ADHD affects not just what you do, but how you feel about it. Okay, how can we make that more like regular speak? Why ADHD makes you feel like crap and messes with how you do things. I don't know, something like that. Like the 7 thought distortions that show up most. Like and I don't have ADHD, y'all. But are people really using this phrase to talk about their ADHD? The 7 thought distortions that show up most? I would say, the seven ways ADHD changes how you think, or the 7 most common ways ADHD distorts your thoughts. This is just, and I know that's literally the same, but it's also different, Tell me in the comments if you feel that way. Okay. The triple column technique. Love it. The triple column technique that's going to change the game for anyone with ADHD. Why even the smallest action can change your mood for the rest of the day. And then how to build habits that survive your worst days, even when you've tried everything else before. Something like that. Okay? Again, we don't really need this title. Boom, boom, love the links. This seems so out of place. They're already on your email list, right? So just give them the guide. I'm assuming this takes them to a landing page to sign up. And so I might say, oh, by the way, in this episode, we give away this reset guide, but you're already on my email list. So here's a link to download it. That way it just doesn't feel so out of place. Okay. Now you've got a tip of the week, and I'm going to say this with love, but this should be a whole separate email. What we actually want them to do is take what you wrote or take what you worked so hard in the podcast episode that's what we want them to take, that advice in the podcast episode. We want them to listen to the podcast episode, right? And people with ADHD, and again, I don't have ADHD, so tell me in the comments if I'm speaking out of turn, but it's an attention deficit disorder, right? And so we've got to grab their attention very quickly. And first of all, we're overwhelming them with the links, right? And while I understand everybody watches on a different channel, what you might want to do is send them to one link. Like, Liz, I'm going off script. I think it's called email. Here it is. All right. Let's just click this. And so it's like, this is where they can choose, right? So we're not putting all of them, especially with ADHD. Again, that's an attention deficit. You get what I'm saying, right? And so we want to make it as easy as possible. Streamline it like a horse with blinders on. One link, one link, one link for these people. And then on the page, episode 126, click the option that works best for you. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Right. Okay. I hope that's helpful. And then again, I might even just remove this. I gave you an idea of how you could reframe it already, but I might remove it because I just want people to watch the episode. And the thing that is missing from this newsletter about the episode are the timestamps. So going through this, when do you talk about this? Skip to the 5-minute mark to see how blah, blah, blah. At the 13-minute mark, you're going to want to watch on 2x the 7 thought distortions, blah, blah, blah. You see what I'm saying? Okay. And then this, and I say it with love, this is a totally different email. And yes, it can be this short. And I think people with ADHD will love it, right? And the subject line would be right now. And then it's like, hey, Liz, here's your ADHD tip of the week, blah, 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 blah. Right? Boom. Boom, boom, boom. I love this PS. I love this PS so much. Okay. Again, we're dealing with people with ADHD. Do we want to give them a ton of links? I don't know. You're the coach. I'm not. So you could give them a ton of links at the bottom. I personally like to put a few links at the bottom. But if our goal is really to get people to click on that link, we want this just to be about that. Okay, let me check the thing. Okay, Melquia says, for me, make it pretty, big links or a long link. Make it super easy for me to decide. Yeah, so if we were to keep this whole title, let me get Melquia off the screen. So we would, maybe highlight this whole thing would be a hyperlink. Or, this whole thing. And then we're doing boom, 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 right? Doing this. But this whole thing would be hyperlinked, right? Okay. Any other suggestions? Is there a way to automate the timestamps? I don't know. I am so bad at that. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad you're here. Hey, Gretchen. Okay. Otherwise, awesome email. I mean, I love these. This is oh, yeah, okay. Interesting. And I love the encouragement. I would just want to stop one sec. I love the encouragement at the end, but it's also tied into the episode, right? And I'm zoomed in, so it's tied to the episode, right? I love this. But I might even put, okay, so this is what I would do. The thought is not just a thought, first name. The thought is not just a thought, Shahara. The thought is not just a thought, Melquia, right? I would put the first name here. Just a little something form. All right, I'm going to take a drink. We're going to move on. First and foremost, let me get this off the screen, LOL. One moment, please. Also, if you're liking this, give me a thumbs up. I see 13 people watching, but I only see 2 thumbs up. What's up with that? Give me a thumbs up. Encourage me. I need feedback. Are you liking this? Is this any good? Welcome, welcome. If you are just joining us, we are doing email sprucing. We are sprucing up emails. You submitted your emails ahead of time. I'm going to spruce them up for you. I'm going to just give you a little here and there. What is it called? A little nip tuck, right? You guys remember that show? I never watched it because I was a teenager and it seemed scary, the idea of plastic surgery. But put hashtag nip tuck if you remember that. Okay. Anyway, moving on. So this email, first and foremost, designed in Canva. How did that happen? You guys are so smart. I don't even know or didn't even know you could put an email into Canva. Like, that's crazy. You'll learn something new every day. You really do. Okay. Hey, Selena. Glad you're here, darling. Come on in. Come on in. The water is fine. All right. So this email, it looks like it's from somebody that does stretch sessions. Let me tell you what I love about it. First and foremost, the excitement. Bonjour. I just got back from London and Paris. It was truly amazing. I personally love all the all caps. I love the exclamation points. I love the little heart emoji. This means it's from a person. Can I go on a rant for a second, y'all? Put hashtag rant if I can go on a rant. Okay, thank you. AI, we got to talk about it. And I'm not like, oh my gosh, AI, the sky is falling, blah, 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 right? But here's the thing. Everybody is using AI. Everybody. And if you can have an email that is so very clearly not written by AI, you win, okay? Because I immediately open this email and it looks so different than the sloptimization that is going on. I didn't make up that. I think Pat Flynn said that word yesterday to me and I wrote it down because I thought it was so funny. But everything is just AI slop. Everything is just this, can I say incestuous, AI-ifying? Like everything just looks like each other, okay? We're going to have the Habsburg jaw one day in the email marketing world if we don't write our emails ourselves, okay? And I say it with love, and I'm not saying don't ever use AI. AI can be good for brainstorming, but when we're starting writing our emails, we really want to write them ourselves because we want to put personality like this person. What is this person's name? I can't even remember. Anyway, look at this was so obviously written by this person. That is a good thing. I'm pointing my fingers. I know that's rude, but it's such a good thing. It's such a green flag. It's such an A+. This person gets an A+ already because they're showing personality, and that's going to stand out. I read all these emails. I'm on my phone. I'm checking my email. I'm scrolling in bed before bedtime. I see this. It just stands out, whether or not I'm literally thinking, oh my gosh, this email was obviously written by a human. I'm not literally thinking that, but I'm thinking in my head, oh my gosh, this is really from so-and-so. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? Yes, you guys are awesome. I love it. Okay. Let's look at it. Again, major headline here, right? All the R's, all the exclamations. I love that. I like the pictures, but I do want to say it's quite a bit of them, right? So unless you're like a travel blogger or something like that, I might just pick 3, right? Because this is a lot. And especially if I'm looking on mobile, it might not look as pretty. You know what I mean? It might not look as pretty. So I like that you've got, well, let me back up here. While it really isn't related to dancing or stretching, I truly had the best time. Let's talk about it. So that's what this email list is about. The email list is about dancing and or stretching. So I love that she is just saying that right off the bat. Like if I was writing this email, I might say, oh, I know this isn't my typical email marketing news and tips, but I truly wanted to just share my trip with you. And, whatever she said, right? So what I would add here for her is, I truly had the best time and would love to share some pictures. Thank you so much for indulging me. Because listen, it's never about you. It's always about the audience. And so if you're going to do something selfish or on the surface selfish, right? Like I truly had the best time. I want to share these pictures. Then we got to thank our audience, okay? We've got to say like, I truly had the best time. Would love to share some pictures. Thank you for indulging me. Thanks for taking a look. It means a lot when you open my emails. Just that makes them literally think, right? I just said I'm not literally thinking, but now I'm literally thinking as I'm reading, oh, this person is acknowledging me. Oh, this is a two-way street here, okay? Love it. And I love these pictures because it's not dancing, it's not stretching, but it's relatable. Or I've always wanted to go to London. Or even like Big Ben from a double-decker bus. I went to London in March, and literally the only thing, I was so sick and ill and tired and jet lagged, but I did get on a double-decker bus and I did go see Big Ben, right? So anyway, love it, love it, love it. And this is showing, look at this caption. Does this photo need a caption? So much personality. This person has so much personality. I love it. Okay, wow, I'm still in awe. I got to try and learn so many cool things. Reply and let me know how your summer is going. So because this email is short and sweet, it's also very easily skimmable, which means I don't really have to read the words, right? Especially when I'm looking at these captions, like I could say yay or nay to these captions, but if you're going to keep them in, that means people probably aren't actually going to read this. So formatting wise, I might put like a horizontal line above this that kind of separates that. So it tells my eye, it signals to my brain, hey, slow down, there's something different here. Or I would just bold this, or maybe both. Bold this, and reply and let me know how your summer is going. Signed off. Love it. Want to see more photos I didn't share. Join our community. Again, I think it was Melquia in the chat. Like this whole thing should be highlighted. Not just join our community. The whole sentence. Join our community for exclusive posts. Yes, it's free. I love that. And I love that she blurred this picture, right? Like it's giving intrigue. This is what we want. So, so good. And then let's scroll up. That's just some formatting at the bottom. Okay, I love it, love it, love it. Let's go to the chat. Let's see what the chat has to say. Oh, Anna, is this yours? Okay, awesome. Okay. Just give me one sec. Okay, so I just want to point this out. So I shared earlier, if you're just coming in, emails 200 to 400 words each, right? She says the irony is I don't like long emails. All right, Tiffany, you know what to do. You know what to do, baby girl. Yeah, so try to keep your email. I mean, this email is like less than 100 words. It's so good. All right. I'm going to take a drink of water because you needed to know that. And let's take a look at this one. So this is an insider opt-in welcome email. And I want to remind Patricia, can you send me a Voxer there was someone in the chat that wanted me to look at their email. I think I'm going to have time. So can you send that to me via Voxer? I don't see it popped up yet. Okay. Actually, I think I have it here. I think I have it here. If you just submitted it to that form. Okay. Audience, I love that. Okay. Whoa, that's so hard to read. Okay, so this is at the bottom. Let's look at it. Oh, I was just talking to you, Shandani, right? Am I pronouncing your name right? Y'all, look at this journal. First of all, this is not sponsored by Shandani, but look, this daily gratitude journal. Oh my gosh. It's so beautiful. I love it. It's available for pre-order. Y'all get it. Okay. Oh, so I was trying to look. Okay, so at the bottom. Okay, so this is where I would sign in here, or sign up rather, and I would get this email. Okay. I love this preview text. Small practices for demanding lives. Wow, where is that headline? That's so, I say it with love. That is so much better than this headline. Okay? This is your tagline, babe. Small practices for demanding lives. That is what the heck to put right here at the top of your homepage. Wow, that is such good copy. Isn't it, Tiffany? That's so good. It's so clear. All right, let me zoom in. Okay, first of all, and I say everything with love. This is a little long. It's a lot of text. And you might be thinking, oh my gosh, Liz, what are you talking about? No, it's not. It's a lot of text for the eye on an iPhone, okay? Because most people are reading on their phones. And so I would welcome you, I would invite you to send this to yourself on your phone and see how big. Can we even, hang on. Why isn't this doing it? Like if I made it this, like see how much more text that is, and I can't even see all of it. You see what I'm saying? Like, whoa, mommy, right? Shout out the Superfan system. You can see my background. All right, that's a lot. Okay, so we want to break this up. That's my first thought. And I say all of it with love. I promise. I promise. Let me move myself over so you can see. Let me zoom in a little bit. I think that's good. I think that's good. You guys tell me. Is that good? Yeah. Okay. Oh, Christina's here. What's up? Awesome. Awesome. All right. So, hey, Liz, I'm so glad you're here. Right off the bat, I love you. I say it with love. Every single email, every welcome email says that same thing. What can Shandani, and I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, what can she say that's different? And maybe we just delete this whole thing. Wow, first name. You just found the Clarity Print Company. And I'm so excited because I already know ... You carry a great deal yourself. Period. And then go on to say, like, give an example. You know, your kids, you're this, you're that, you know, whatever, right? And then don't even say this. And I say that with love, but what she's getting at here is like maybe you found this for yourself, or maybe you're about to gift it to someone. But let's just assume they found it for themselves, because if they're going to gift it to someone, chances are they're probably a colleague, a peer, a family member, and they're going to need it for themselves too, right? Wink, wink, wink. Okay. So again, let's just rewrite this. Let's delete it, rewrite it. You know, wow, first name, you just found your way to Clarity Print Company. Let me guess, you carry a great deal yourself, period, or question mark. That's why I'm so glad you're here. My name is Shandani. I created Clarity Print Company just for you. And this might be where you put the first name. I already said you could put it up here, but you might put it here. That's why I created Clarity Print Company for you, Shahara, you, Tiffany, you, Mark. You're the type of person whose work and life asks a great deal. But you see, you already just said that. You just said that. So is there another way we can say that, or can we just cut this? Right? And for those who want to remind them that they matter beyond what they produce. Again, let's cut this because, I mean, everybody carries a great deal. So your stuff is for more people than you know. So I might say, you know, I created it just for you, Lakendra, people whose work and life asks a great deal of them. You want to remind yourself that you matter beyond, or I want to remind you, you matter beyond what you produce. Around here, we create, boom, boom, boom. I love all this, but how can we just make this short and sweet? This is the first email they're getting. And so how can we just shorten this? I'm not going to I'm not going to go line by line, but I want to just shorten this. We create beautiful, intentional tools for professionals carrying significant responsibility across their work and lives. Think lawyers, educators, parents, whoever else you're wanting to identify with, right? You haven't named them. Name them here. Do not be afraid. Okay? The great part of all of our tools is they're designed to honor not the inner brilliance, your inner brilliance, okay? Talk directly to that person. The same way I'm looking at you right here in the green dot. Talk directly to that person, okay? Again, don't be afraid. Don't use fluffy language. Talk directly to them. I can tell you're obviously a very intelligent, incredibly thorough, great vocab kind of gal. And we need a more active conversation. This is sort of passive language. You already told me that how your products are designed. You told me each one is designed to honor. Now we're talking about thoughtfully designed, right? You might combine that. Each one is designed to honor the inner brilliance. And I mean, this is all beautiful, but do we need it in the first email? No. So cut it. Each one is designed to honor the inner brilliance of you. We thoughtfully design them to reduce your cognitive overload, support your nervous system. You get what I'm saying? This I might put in a PS. PS, because I know you're such a professional, don't worry. Our work is rooted in science. Boom, boom. Okay. Yeah, we need to just get to this. So I would want to cut about this much text and get to this right away. I love, love, love. Y'all pay attention. This is called setting expectations. Y'all see this sentence? Let me scroll up. Let me zoom in, baby. Can I zoom in anymore? No, it's not letting me. You'll also receive the midday recess every Wednesday. She's setting expectations. She's telling you, hey, now that you're on this email list, I'm going to email you every Wednesday. This is what it's all about. And I would, again, and I say it with love, it's beautiful language, but it's a little fluffy. You'll also receive the midday recess every Wednesday in less than a minute, delivered right to your inbox. Be overly clear. In less than a minute, right to your inbox. This is an email that will help you, blah, 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 blah. All right? All right. Oh my gosh, we've got 15 minutes. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it grooving. We've got 2 more. Emails 1 and 2. Oh, tarot with Sean. Let's shout out Sean. I don't know if he's in the chat, but we actually run a co-working in our private membership. Which I think you're on the wait list for, right? You get co-working 3 times a week. And I just saw Sean there today. So shout out Sean for doing the work. Can we get a congrats, Sean, in the chat? And if you were in the co-working, tell me. Oh, Melquia was there too. I just love seeing you guys put in the work. Can I do a side note real quick? That is my whole purpose for getting up, turning on the computer. Y'all, if you can't tell, this is not my office. I'm in a cabin. I'm at my best friend's house. I'm supposed to be on summer vacation. Y'all, normally I don't work in the summer. You can ask Patricia. Normally I take like 80 to 100 days off in a row. Y'all, I carried my actual computer. I drove 18 hours now from my home with my computer, with my mouse. I've got crab. Y'all, it's got to be at least 100 degrees in this cabin right now. Let's see what the purpose of me telling you this is. We've got to put in the work, y'all. And if I'm asking you to put in the work, I'm going to put in the work too. Okay? We are in this together. The whole purpose. And if you're on the wait list for the annual pass, the Christmas in July sale, you know I've been talking about implementation. Send emails, test, repeat, adjust, tweak, send, repeat, adjust, tweak, right? That's the whole purpose. You got to put in the work. So if you join, when you join, I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader. Anybody who's a pass holder already, tell them in the chat, because you guys know I do not let up on you. But hopefully you think in the best way. Like, I just love, love, love seeing y'all succeed. It literally brings tears to my eyes sometimes. But if I'm going to ask you to work, I'm going to work too. We're going to put some things together. So when you join the annual pass, you're going to get co-working 3 times a week, so you can come in and do the work. I'm not even looking at the chat, but hopefully y'all are with me. Hopefully y'all are with me. Oh, yeah, Melquia says, she didn't even work on the business today, but she worked on something she was putting off. It's all about accountability. Yes. Okay, Tiffany is with me. Also, shout out to Tiffany. I can't believe I didn't mention this. She is the first member of email marketing membership. So the annual pass gets you a year into my email marketing membership, right? Tiffany is the first ever member that was like, yes, Liz, this sounds like a good idea. I'm in. So love it, love it, love it. Patricia can put the times for the chat. Hey, Conrad. Tiffany was one of our first. Conrad is one of our newest annual pass holders. So awesome. Oh, and Christina as well. All right, let's get into this. Let me stop talking and let's start working. How's that sound? All right, so this is, let me just make myself smaller, because it's not about me, it's about this email. So this is emails 1. Okay, I see. So he's doing, oh, I see. Sean, I don't know if we're going to have time for all 4 of these emails, but we're going to take a look. So Sean is using, as an annual pass holder, you get access to a welcome sequence. And so he's using the templates. So let's look at what he's got going on right here. So it looks like, okay, so he's got, oh, look at him. He is segmenting already from the jump. All right. Yes, Conrad, one of us. I love this welcoming. I just love y'all so much. Okay, so hello, my tarot friend. Welcome to Tarot with Sean. I'm excited you're here. Again, and this I do say that in the template, but Sean, how can Tarot with Sean, I know that's a unique business. How can you make this unique? So hello, my tarot friend. I love that. Welcome to Tarot with, I would just say welcome to Tarot with Sean. And because you're .buzz, I'm buzzed that you're here, maybe. Okay. Now we got to talk about this, Sean and friends. I do not recommend doing this. So again, the email marketing that you have to do is all on you. It's not on your subscribers. It's not your subscribers' job to land you in Google. So this is what you're doing. And I say all this with love, and there's no shame. A lot of email marketers teach this trick. I don't like it, because it's your job to work. It's your subscriber's job to read. Okay. So with what I teach as a pass holder, everything that I'm teaching you to get replies, get clicks, etc. You don't have to do this, because you're just going to land it in somebody's inbox and not spam anyway, because you're doing all the right things. Okay. So I don't like this, because you're asking someone to do you a favor. I teach something called the Fresh Steps framework. First, you have a follower, get them on your email list. You can turn them into a fan. And then once you have a list full of fans, you can get fully funded from your email list. Okay. Yes. Their job and buy. Yes. And do. Yes. And so, but they're not your fans yet. They don't know you yet, right? They're just getting to know you. So they're not going to do you this favor. The first thing you want is to do them a favor. And I say it with love, do not ask them to do you a favor. They don't know you yet. I could go up to, and you can definitely tell, I've been shouting out Melquia. I've been shouting out Tiffany. I know them so well. They have been on my email list for years. So if I ask them for a favor, hey, can you mark this as safe? Yeah, Liz, girl, got you, right? But even Conrad and I are new to each other, right? I'm not going to email Conrad and ask him for a favor. We're still getting to know each other. I need to prove myself to Conrad, right? And so that's what I want to say. So just remove this paragraph. Okay? Okay. And also, we're not going to say the U word. We're not going to say unsubscribe. Right off the jump, they just subscribed, baby. They just subscribed. All right, now I'm getting into it. Oh my gosh, 7 minutes left. So then he's saying he's going to put the lead magnet link here. Okay, I'm into that. So I would just say, hello, my tarot friend. Welcome to Tarot with Sean. I'm buzzed you're here. Before I introduce myself fully, though, here's what you signed up for. Then give the lead magnet link. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, I love this. I love this, Sean. I want to thank you for showing up. You were kind enough to pick something that you wanted. Here it is. Go ahead and click this link. Okay. So so we're going to move that lead magnet link down here. I can't move it. I'm not in edit status, but I'd say, so delete this and just, I'm buzzed you're here. And first and foremost, I want to thank you for showing up, period. And then talk about what showing up means. You are about to go on this kind of journey. And the first step is to grab what you signed up for, lead magnet name, right? And as you do that, maybe some kind of segue here. Okay, jump in the deep end. Now let's jump in the deep end. Around here, we're all about demystifying the mystical. Boom, boom, boom. I love that. I love this. This is good. Hang on, I'm reading. So I'm going to say this with love. None of this is bad. None of this is bad. It's just too long for a welcome email. Our welcome email should be like 100 words. It should be wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It should be what it says right here, freebie and quick intro. Give the freebie and do a quick intro. So while none of this is inherently bad, it's just in bad timing, right? It's bad timing, okay? So I'd really invite you to dive deep into this and what is most important. For me, the most important thing is giving a little bit of personality and sharing the vision. So I might say, and some of this is personality, but it's still related to what you do. So, or maybe there's a certain tarot deck card that you love versus others. Like, one of my guilty pleasures is Disney tarot cards. But what I never feel guilty about is helping you access a deeper version of reality. Boom, 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 boom. Does that make sense? Okay. And I love this. This is segmenting. Are you asking them? So are you asking them? No. So this is different for each one. But again, how can we keep this short? Again, I say it with love. This is really long. I love that you're sharing your origin story, but how can you make this 30% with the same impact? 30% of what you said, like words, okay? Like you could just, and I know this is from my template, but you could just delete all this and say, I started to explore woo later in life, first name, Shahara. Do. Okay? And then cut this short. I love this personality piece. So I'm telling you to cut your little darlings, but I do like that you said, yes, my mom is cool. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Okay. And then maybe it's a PS. Here's a picture of me and my mom. Right? Christina has a good point here. Remove personally if you're already talking about yourself. They already know it's personal because you wrote it, right? All right, last, and I'm going to get to this person's email. What if they land in your spam? What if they don't? We always just go to the negative. Like, well, Liz, what if? Some people are going to land, or you're going to land in some people's spam. It's happened to me. It'll happen to you. But when we can get our welcome sequence right, so what's missing from Sean's first email is a PS yes or no question. So PS, do you currently own a tarot deck card or your own tarot deck? ? Hit reply yes or no. That's going to land you in the inbox way more than this. A yes or no question that people answer in the very first email is your ticket to the inbox. Write it down. I'm going to say it again. A yes or no question at the end of your first email is your ticket to landing in the inbox, not this. All right? All right, I got to check my Voxer, and yeah, I know I'm sharing my screen. That could be, I don't know what anybody has said to me. Oh, maybe they emailed it. So we are not seeing your link in the chat, babe. This person, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but did you email us? Because I'm out of time, but I'm happy to look at your email. Yeah, 1,000%. She would reply fast too. And let's talk about the yes or no while Patricia is helping me with this last email. It has to be a yes or no question because it has to be something that Tiffany can reply so fast to, right? It has to be something that is like, oh my gosh, I know it the same way I know my name. So with the tarot, do you currently own a deck? I know if I have one in my house, right? I know. For me, it's, do you write a newsletter? I know if I'm writing a newsletter or not, right? All right, I'm going to my email, so let me turn off my screen share real quick, my friends. I am so thirsty. Y'all, it's like 93 degrees out. And the cabin I'm in, look how cute the cabin is. This is my best friend's, he calls it his library. He's a independent publisher, vincentmoyet.com. If you're my friend, I will shout you out. Like, this is another perk of being an annual pass holder. I consider you all my friends, and I want the best for you. So anyway, this is where the magic happens. This is where he publishes books. It's so cool to be here. Okay. I don't see the email. I guess it was probably sent in the last 20 minutes. Give me a second, guys. I see an email from Tiffany. Oh, okay. So you did submit it through the form. Give me one sec. Is this Jenna? Jenna, is this your email? I see one person's email from Jenna. Hang on. Oh, no, Samirjeet. Okay, I found you. Okay. Let me actually, guys, can you just give me a sec? I don't know if I have. Oh, actually, I do have to go. I actually have a virtual doctor's appointment right now. I knew I had something that I had to go to. But I do see your email that you submitted. I will come back to it, and you will get a note from me. Okay, thanks guys for watching. I'm sorry I have to go. The other two that I didn't get to, I promise I will get to. I'm late. Bye.